Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone on this Friday evening? Happy it's the weekend. Time for games. Drum roll. Are we live? My OBS says I'm live, but my Twitch site does not say I'm live. Well, I'm gonna just check everything is actually working on the other sides. Okay, let's close that one. Is that live? It is live. Okay. And let me check the secondary device as well. My dear Sporiza 007, are you live? Last live just now, amazing. Sporiza, who's this guy? How do I go straight to the video on my own iPad? It asks for when I'm logged in as myself. There we go. I think that should do it. Let's just go to the right screen of OBS. Ah, yeah, everything sounds fine for now. Check everything. Right screens, right windows, right tabs. Okay, let's play. So where we were last time. So I've started the second playthrough. My first playthrough, I survived for 36 days. Didn't read anything ahead of the game. Didn't know what was what, so I learned as I went along. And yeah, survived 36 days and everybody died. And I started the second playthrough. It's gone slightly better. I got different characters than I did the first time. I think it's just one of the presets and or story modes, which is Katia, Pavel and Bruno is my characters. But I've also been doing a bit of a reading up on the wikis and tips and things like that on how to play better. So I think I'm actually in a good situation at the moment. Katia, ooh, we've been raided. Someone came at night to take our things by force. Someone tried to rob us. They must have been more scared than us, so we managed to fend them off. Thankfully, we were all armed. None of us were wounded, and the attackers didn't steal anything. We are able to defend ourselves. Pavel had been searching for supplies and brought some interesting things. A broken gun, parts, bandages and medicines. So that's the other thing I had a good night of. I had a I was making a list. I've got a notepad next to me. I've been making a list. I want to make a herb garden if I can, and then a second rat trap and a second rainwater collector. So I think I should be able to do the herb garden now, after people went to sleep. Pavel, what does the bio say? All this shelling, sniper fire and lack of supplies makes you want to hide away, sit down and cry, but we cannot let them crush our spirit. We have to show them that they can't take away our dignity. It's like, they can't take away our freedom! From Braveheart. It's difficult here. Yeah, now how we did it on our street? I'm sure you will tell us, Pavel. Okay, so she's very hungry. I'm gonna eat with her. And he needs to sleep as well. Bio, so he also needs to sleep. Are there any animals left in this? I'm so hungry I'd even eat a rat or a pigeon. Is anybody around? So what I want to do is get this herb garden up and going first, and I think as a second upgrade it can go up to oh, look at this. This is the big one, 30 components. and 30 wood. I got a lot of wood from the chopping down furniture in my place the first time. I want 30, and then I think I should still just have enough for another trap. So I think, yeah, so trap first and then another rainwater collector, because I think I'm okay for water at the moment. I need to check the radio for when I need a heater as well. The heater's going to become important later on when it gets winter. And the other thing I didn't know the first playthrough is also how long the game lasts, or what's the win condition. So the win condition is to survive up to the ceasefire. So the two sides that's fighting agree to a ceasefire at some indeterminate point, and it's usually between 40 and 50 days of in-game days. So if you can survive that long, you're closer to the end. And it comes along the radio as news as well. So herb garden. Where can we place this? There. Herb garden there. Place. I hope this is our trader friend. Is it our trader friend? It is our trader friend! Sorry, Katia. Interrupt that. Katia is our star trader. She's got bargaining skills, man. Something I learned reading up about how to actually do this is whenever you bargain and you've got Katia, definitely use Katia to bargain, because she can she gets like bonuses on what they offer and willing to accept in exchange for things. So this is Franco, and Katia sweet talks him. So I want all of this stuff. Okay, so the way to do this, I think it changes the raw currency that he would accept, changes every time he comes, right? So last time, each bandage that I got, I could get components and parts, I think it was. So one high value item, and then made up with other stuff. And then so the way I do this is trade bandages for, I don't know, 2 cans of food and 8 components in this case, and then buy the bandage back for 2 food and 4 components as an example. Okay, you won't accept this, so I need less parts on this side. Yeah, do 1 and then components. Might be worth too much. Components is I want to say the smallest quantity item, and I think that's the only one that you can really, as long as you make that part of your deal, that's the only one you can really get value on. But not always. Okay, so it is 16, 17 components and 1 can of food. So if I say, well, let's try and buy back bandage, we can do a can of food, and so it was it 16, 17? I can do it for 8 components. So I just made 4 components, 5 components in trade, and they still have the same, still have that original bandage. Let me actually try and get the food, actually, whatever bandages can, and then sell it back or buy it back just with components. Because components are going to be the last thing that I trade as well. So it was 17, so I made, whoa, made a lot of it. Deal. And buy it back. Okay. But I'm just going to offer components. So, how much components does it take? Buy bandages? Oh. One more. So it takes, what's that, 23 components to buy a bandage from them. Okay. So now it's got a lot of components again, but I've cleared out the one can of food and then do that again. The remaining components. No. Yeah, it's a delicate balancing act. Not act. From my time at Porsche. Let's deal and get that bandage back. Components, please. Okay. 23. Deal. Okay. And now get coffee beans. This moonshine. Does moonshine stack? Moonshine does stack. In this view, I think it stacks. In your inventory, it doesn't stack, or I heard it doesn't stack. I want some of these filters so I don't have to make my own, because it takes components or wood to make your own filters as well. Okay. Yeah, the problem is you can't do too much, I want to say, of the stuff that's worth less, because then you run out of space and you don't get true value for it. Or as much as you can for it. So I just got filters. Get that back, just components. So I got the 2 filters. 2, 3, there we go. I think it will stay the same, and that's the thing, is it stays the same when you do that in the same trade. So I don't know or can't confirm definitely that it stays the same across visits, the number of components, but I assume it does. Again, this is now fuel, which is going to save me time if I get it straight from him instead of having to go and scavenge for stuff to make fuel with. Bandage back, please. This is why Katia is such a star trader. Let's just do this a few times. Won't do. Try harder. Okay. There we go. Deal. Thanks, but I have more. Take a look. Oh, I am taking a look. Quite a few times. Let's see. Bandage. Ammunition. We will take it. Moonshine. Whoa, moonshine's. Yeah, so moonshine doesn't stack, it's only in the inventory that it stacks. Okay. Need to be watchful of that. Okay, that was too much. Let's try that. Deal. Ooh, I almost click on the X. If you went away now, I've been very upset. Okay, do not click the X. Now I'm slightly at risk because I don't have enough raw parts to buy. Why I say I'm slightly at risk is I would need some other currency that I'm not always sure of the exchange rate. So I need to buy that. Maybe it does stay the same across successive visits unless there's like a special event that changes the price. So things that can happen in the game, like shortages, is typically announced over the radio. I didn't know that the first time I played, so I heard it a few times, but I didn't know what it actually meant. So let's get that and one moonshine and parts. Whoopsie, did not get a lot of parts for that. I wanted the gears back. Maybe I can leave that till later. More components. Okay. Yeah. Does like his bandages. So do we. Let's get back. Yeah. So now we should have just enough components to get it back. 23, yeah, do, and some bandage, and what do we want now? Let's try and get our parts back. Yeah, if I can buy water, even though I can make a lot of water, I'd rather save the filter than having to, by buying it, than having to make it myself, because then it's filter and time. Okay, so remove the parts and add more components. Okay. Here we got lots of water from him now, so that's our water stack, 29. Okay. Good on water, let's buy back that bandage. Yeah, thank you. Deal. And bandage. And the thing is, I could also do a couple of bandages to do like a bigger, I want to say margin trades. Let's try and do that. This is gonna take ages. As long as you're, so you've got a big pile of components to wait it out or buy it back. But why I prefer smaller quantities, then I can do the waiting appropriately. I want veggies and raw food. And raw food components. Deal and buy bandage back. Okay. Get more parts and components. Okay. Deal. So we've got food. We've given him parts and components. But we've got a lot of other stuff as well now. So let's get bandages. Sell bandages. And what do we want now? Let's get a lockpick and then components. If it's there we go. It was like if it's not going up to capacity and still with fine. Let's do that. And I want that back, and I'm willing to trade you some 23 components. Okay, and let's see. What do you give me for bench? So this might be where I do meds and then components to wait it out. No. So there's not enough space to do it just components, so let's do this. Okay. Okay. Like this. So I sold him 2 bandages, now he's got 3, and I need to get I want to say a couple back. That's gonna be expensive. What's it gonna take? Probably moonshine. Alcohol? Parts. Components. Yup. Okay, more value. Don't want to put too much stuff on there. Not. Ooh, this I can sell. Okay, let's remove stuff. Okay. Well, that one. Remove components. So add 1 more component. Okay, I don't need the jewelry back because you can only, there's no use for that in the game, whereas all the other stuff is uses for, so yeah. So let's go back to 1, and I don't need the jewelry again. So what do we need? Let's get coffee. Boom. Nope, not enough. Parts. Sorry, I'm not offering enough, so it's 1 bandage. So I need to offer more. Or take less here. Okay, let's keep it more parts. Okay, there we go. Deal. Let's go back, please. Okay, yeah, so this is the thing. It's a little bit time consuming to do this arbitrage, but with Katia in the group that I'm trying to survive with, it helps to actually do arbitrage. So a couple of these and components. Getting those back slowly and get components. 23. So it's about, depending on the item, it's about 3 components worth of profit per trade. So let's try this. A couple of these and components. Get that back. Lots of components. Okay. And one last one for the parts. Ah, no, I want as much as I can from him, not as little as I can. I was like almost accepted at the bottom of the range, which would have given him exactly, or thereabouts, what I gave him for the deal. Okay. So that back was just components. So I've got my parts back. Some of the higher that I traded for some of the higher value items. Just 23, that's fine. And now we sell. So let's try and get some of the. How much components do I have now? I have 24, so it's by itself enough to buy it back if I just buy it back with components. If I get other stuff like this back. I might do that. What's this? Quality roll-up. Roll-up made from equal parts of tobacco and herbs. Quite good under the circumstances. It's quite common, to be honest. Let's try it. Wow. Okay. Let's not do that much. Let's try 6 and components. Too much. Yeah. I was too greedy! Come on, Franco. Be my friend. Be Katia's friend. Help Katia out. She also helps some of her friends out if you can help her out. There we go. We've got some of that quality roll-up. One of our guys is a smoker, so he does doubly appreciate it. 6 of those and components. 4. I don't want to trade anything for it, I just want it. Okay. Deal. And give it back, please. And 3. Yeah, so you kind of have to. This is the thing I learned by actually doing a bit of research. You kind of have to understand all the things as it's a form of currency, say whether it's a low value medium of exchange or a high value medium of exchange. Like you might have coins of certain denominations or notes of certain denominations. These are all just components. For example, is a 1p coin as a medium of exchange. So it's just figuring out or getting that understanding in my head to understand how the trading works or the bartering works in the game. And one more. And what do we want? We want the last week quality roll-ups. One of these and components. Not enough components. Okay, and get that back. Just enough components. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep it at the minimum that he will accept back and try to get the maximum that he will still accept the trade deal. It's the arbitrage, I think it's called in finance terms. Pure alcohol. Look at that back in components. So now, I don't think I have 23. I've got 20, so I might have to do a couple of these and then components. And then can sell it for those two and a lot of components. fine with that. Okay, okay. And now I have 28. He's got the bandages. Let's get that bandage back. Get it with components. So the minimum point that he's willing to accept the deal. And now I've got the bandage. And I want wood. The problem with wood though is it takes a lot of inventory space. Low value but lots of inventory space. So let's try and mix it with tobacco. How much? I don't have a lot of components, so let's do a lot of components. For the remainder, okay, get that back. Do I have 23? I do have 23. Let's do just components. So I got 2 tobacco leaves and components, right? So that's essentially the arbitrage in that deal. And now we can do another 2 tobacco leaves and components. He says, no more, no more, you take me to the cleaners, I've got kids to feed, man. You're robbing me, my kids. And let's see now, 23. And do another tobacco. I can, I think, later just exchange tobacco leaves or make tobacco leaves into the cigarettes as well, the quality roll-up stuff. Let's get one more. Components, please. So all day just trading back and forth. I just need to watch the clock that I don't take too long to actually do the trades. So 8 PM is the end of the day, and Franco needs to visit other places too. Deal. Okie dokie. So what do we want now? So let's take the last 2 tobacco leaves, because tobacco leaves I could make some smoke stuff with cigarettes or roll-ups. However, I don't worry too much about that because I already have lots of the quality roll-ups. One of my guys is a smoker, but it could be exchanged as well as a high-value bartering item. So let's do that. Get more. That components. Just back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, so I think my next playthrough I'll need to figure out how to do it when you don't have Katia in your group, because I think it's only Katia, because of her bartering skills, that gives you that discount when buying and gives you better return when selling, that actually make that there's a small arbitrage opportunity. That doesn't work with other characters. Okay, so now it gets the expensive stuff. Let's do... Actually, I'm gonna do this, right? I want one of these and one of those. Let's see how many components we can get as part of that deal. Won't do. So what he's doing is giving me one of these bandages for more value. I think this will work, so I will still have one bandage and only have to buy one bandage back. So I got one of these bandages and we got 2 of mine. So let's try this again, and 4 and 13 or 5 and there we go. One more. Okay. got a bandage back. And I can probably take the last bandage off him as well if I'm willing to trade. I don't have more of that. Do 2 for 1 again. And lots of components. No. Getting up the gears. 3 and components. Less that one. Deal. 3 for 2. Now I have 1 and I want some of that back. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I've got 23. Well, let's just do components. Deal. Okay. And that is. So I've got to. I want 1 of my gears back. Parts, whatever it's called, and get components. Cool. Thanks, Franco. Let me take that off your hands for some components. What are you willing to give me for this? Even though I think the last thing I might sell might be the jeweler, so you can walk away with the jewelry. And yeah, let's try and do that. So I'm going to take it back now. See how many components do I have now? Let's get more components. Deal, and get that back. How many components? 21. Let's do 2. 13. Okay. Yep. Okie dokie. So let's try 1 for 1, and he has to throw in. Oh, I have to throw in. What? So this is where it gets unclear. Right, so I can throw in 2. Yeah. So I'll get 1 back and still have to buy 1. But, I think this should be enough. No, it's too much. Okay. Let's do 1. There's that one. So fine, we can have a deal. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Deal. Okay, let's get that back and giving. Actually, put a couple of wood in the deal as well. See how much I can get for that. Okay. Another bit? Couple of bits? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now he's got a lot of components and some more wood for me. Let's get do this. What do you want for this? A bandage? Don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, wood's too low value. Let's actually not do this. I'm tempted with that last bandage. Like, let him not walk away with a bandage. Let's try this. Is he... Okay. Not do this yet. Do this. How many components does it give me per? It's way more than that, okay. Let's maybe not do that and try one of the less expensive things. Wow. Pays even more for that than... Let's see something that's worth a little bit less. Let's try one of these things. A couple of those. Okay, maybe more leaves. Last one. Deal. Okay, now I want a bandage, a couple of leaves, a couple of woods, and then components. How many we can get? Okay. Deal. Buy that back with components. Oh, we shouldn't do pure components because components is too expensive. Let's do it. Deal. Okay. And let's try this again. One of those for a couple of those, couple of those, couple of wood, and components. Deal. Okay, let's get that back for couple of those. And whatever components are needed. One more? Two more? There we go. Okay. So I want, it's probably back and forth one more time. For a couple of these, a couple of wood. Components. One didn't like. Okay. Get the bandage back. And is this enough? Question. No. So I can probably. How much wood do I have? I've got 17 wood. I would prefer to take all the wood of him. Let's give him a bit of. Let's do this. You can give me 2, I can give him 1. And I'll give him some tobacco leaves. And more tobacco leaves, and leave those in a couple of woods and components. Yep, the last one he can keep. Oh no, he's gonna have jewelry. I still need to do 1 or 2 more. Okay, so now I don't want the jewelry back. No, that's alright. It's got 2 components. That's something low value that we can exchange for components. Let's try sugar. Sugar. I don't think I'm going to use it right away. There we go. 2 sugar for 2 components. How much is the tobacco leaves in sugar cubes? How much is tobacco leaves worth in sugar cubes? Ooh, teddy bears. I don't think I'm gonna use. This toy has seen its better days. It's broken now, but it certainly brought a lot of joy to its previous owner. Maybe we can do this. Let's do this. Ah, okay. Let's do more ice cubes to balance this out. Oh, sorry, sugar cubes. There we go. So I get my 2 parts, more tobacco. Don't do bandages. You can leave with the bandage. I've got 2. Do we want more bandages though? I'd almost more like to take the bandage than anything else. Gunpowder maybe? What do we exchange for a bandage? One of these? Oh, now it's too generous. Got lots of roll-up, so maybe it's the roll-up? Okay, let's do that. I think I'm happy with this. What does he have? Am I happy with this? It's got roll up. I don't need the jewelry, I don't need that. Let's try and see what he wants for quality roll up. I can see that being useful somewhere down the line. Maybe herbs? No. More ice cubes. The sugar cubes is used for making wine, or not wine, moonshine. So, yeah. 16 is quite a lot though. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all of it. Let's do that. Because this is directly usable, whereas this needs to be processed. Okay. I think I'm happy now. Let's check our things. We've got canned food, we've got coffee, we've got cigarettes, we've got some food, some veggies, and lots of components and parts. Okay. What did we say actually? Some thoughts. Our shelter is a place where we can get some respite from war. We only have 1 chair, we have beds and sleep in decent conditions. If someone gets sick or wounded, they'll have a place to rest. We've made a radio and we like listening to it. We have a few books. A good book helps forget the horrors of war. Staying here. Wow, cigarettes consumed per day. 3. Goodness. All breaches in our walls have been boarded up. We should be able to repel minor attacks even if we are all caught sleeping. Okay, I think, thank you Katia, that is a very useful bargaining session with our friend Marco. Can you come and finish this? Hold on. Okay. No. Yeah, let's finish this. While we were doing that, Pavel got hungry. Can I pause? I'm pausing because I want to check my priority list. Right, so I finished or built the herb garden, started the herb garden, which he's working on, and then Franca came around and traded. So I'm just thinking, what's the next thing that maybe Pavel can work on, which I think is rat trap and rainwater collector. So, Pavel, can you start this? We need food, sure. Another rat trap. Oh, I need 10 parts as well. What? Did that get more expensive? Did not get more expensive. Ah, okay, let me actually write this down. So the rat trap requires 10 parts and I had it as 3 parts. I think. Let me check with somebody else, because I'm sure it was cheaper. Let the Pavel go and sit down for it. How's our friend? He's very hungry and sad. However, if we upgrade the stove, that might be another good upgrade. If we improve the stove, it doesn't use as much water and fuel. Let me check this out. What can we make? Katia. We can make fertilizer with not veggies, but we can make fertilizer with raw food. Or we can make herbs with water and fertilizer. 5 more herbs, wow. We've got 28 herbs. I'm not sure. Herbs is used for medicines, I think. But what I really want to do is the following. Let's check this out. So now I need, I think, the improved or advanced assembly station thing to make this, which is a heat lamp. And I need more electric parts. Vegetable garbage. Okay, yes, can make improved stove. Make, please. 20 components. Ugh. Let's make it. Okay. Katia, can you check what's on the radio? Is it going to be a good night, bad night? Radio Pogoran. We regret to announce that our colleague Joban died this morning and was shot by a sniper on his way to work. Classical music. Upcoming days should still be nice and warm, perfect for a stroll in the park. Okay, so while he's upgrading that, we're going to see Katia. Was Katia also, or was it so she also sees this as 10. I'm sure I saw it with one of them as a 3 or 2 or a 3, sorry, 3. 3! Okay, I don't need more filters. I've got lots of water at the moment. Okay, so Bruno is very hungry and gets upset. So here's the thing with Bruno is he uses less ingredient. I think he uses 3 water instead of 5 to make this. So I'm gonna make cooked food. Oh man, this is so good. Okay, but I also want to check. Katia's hungry. Another rat trap. What is this upgrade? Ooh, I was so close. Oh, I need more electric parts. Let me make this. Advanced workshop. Make a note. Advanced workshop needs 30 components. 29. 15 wood. Now I'm at 11. 5 parts. I'm at 3. And 5 electronics. Electronic parts. I'm at 3 as well. Okay, yeah, that's required for things like reinforced door. Oh, let's get Bruno to eat that. Because Bruno gets upset. I actually wanted to check. Yeah. I wanted to check if Bruno tries to do the rat trap upgrade whether he uses less ingredients. Because I know, because he's got the good cook thing, he uses less ingredients when making food, so he's the best one to make food with. So I've done the abandoned cottage 100%, but something I will want to check while I visit the school is how it works when I take a he can sleep and Katia can guard. No, let's him guard and Katia can sleep. Hungry and sad. Why is he sad? I think he was sad because he was so hungry. and he likes his smoke. So that's another thing, you need to manage their moods. If they get sad, it's usually things like if they've got a bad vice like coffee or smoking, they need some of those, or just talking. Doing good deeds also helps. What I wanted to check, right? What I wanted to check for preparation, huge amount of foods. I did make notes that I still need a lock. There's a locked door, so a crowbar and a saw blade as well to go when I go to the shelled school. But what I did want to check, right, is what. Excuse me, sneeze there. What I did want to check is what happens if you take an axe, because I heard you can then do the chop stuff up for wood and fuel. So I want that, and I want a saw blade. Oh, I could make more weapons. I haven't got another saw blade, but I do have the crowbar. Let's go and see what we can do there. I want to see what it means when you take the axe somewhere else. I think you'll get the same kind of thing as I did at my own place. If there's like furniture around, you can chop it up essentially. Like that! What you need to do before winter in terms of stuff to take, or especially fuel. You can stack more. But what I've got now is I've got a place to stack stuff near the entrance. If I come back later, not in winter. It's not winter, I should say. Yeah. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, nice. I'll take. And then chop it up. Take it to the entrance, I think. There's going to be wood and fuel. This is the other thing about wood and fuel when you do this. Is because wood stack has got such a low stack quantity, you prefer to actually take fuel rather than wood, especially in winter when you need fuel. But yeah, that's one of the tactics is to. Ooh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna. Ooh, lots of parts. This I want to take to the entrance now. That extra stack space near the entrance. Install the extra wood there. The other stuff I want to take, especially components. See if I can get the advanced workshop up and ready. And stuff I could chop. Yeah, there's more stuff there, more stuff there. I can put my stash stuff there. It's just wood. So that's the one that I want to stack, is the wood. Or we can stack everything, I think, and then come and choose the ones that we want to take away, if we leave enough time to do that. Ooh, my hatchet is almost up. Okay, I need to watch out. Or make sure to get another hatchet. when I go back and make another hatchet for more harvesting. There was a locked door near the back somewhere. I'm interested in exploring. Yeah, if you double click, you run that distance. I just don't want to sneak when it's not necessary to sneak. Okay. I think I'll run with the axe. Now I'm very close to the last bit of the hatchet. Ah, my hatchet is dull. I need a new one like that. Okay. Hatchet and crowbar. Now used up. I think that means I didn't know if we can repair it because I do have the advanced like metal thing, but my understanding is that guy dead. I think where I wanted to go was let's see what's in there, and then I'm gonna break into there. Ooh. Okay. Break in there. Yeah, it makes a lot of noise, so if you're worried about sound, it's better to bring lockpicks. But I'm not worried about sound. There was something good in there, I'm sure. Why else lock it? Ah, not that good. It's a part and some electric stuff. Okay, what was there? I think that was it. So what I can do now. Oh, and there, yeah, then there's, so I've got the locked door, so there's one bars thing that I haven't got on this side. Okay. Okay, let's go and see what we can get. What we want to take. I'm gonna try and get up to my advanced workshop requirements. And what else I can take with me. What it also means by putting stuff near the entrance is next time I get here I don't have to go as deep with the others. Scavenge. So now I've got lots of stuff near the entrance. And what I want is... we don't need to say it right away. I want to take all that. We want at least one component. At least one. So let's put this there. I'm going to take my crowbar back. Put that down. Parts. I need 2 parts. Do I have 2 parts? We do not have 2 parts. Okay, we've got 1 part. We've got components. We need at least 1 component. So let's get a stack of components at least. Let's get as much as we can of that. Electric parts. So we should be fine for electric parts. We've got just 1 part. So we need parts somewhere. And what else? We've got fuel that we can, lots of fuel we can take. I definitely want wood. Let's take 6 wood. And let's take these, because these are worth a lot. Roll up cigarette. Even though it's just the 1. Okay, that's fine. Components. Because we need to make, I think, a new hatchet as well. Okay, we can come back for these. So it's fuel and wood. How much is that? 8, 14, 15. Oh, my guys don't have enough. Yes, so if my wood was only for fuel, I would actually prefer to take the fuel, right? Because it stacks higher. raining. Raining quite heavily. Or sideways. I don't typically hear the rain unless it's like sideways against my windows. What were we doing? Okay, I think that's fine, yeah. The fuel, because it stacks less, or stacks higher, you can typically take fuel, but I need the wood itself for other stuff. Construction stuff. So I will do that. And I want to exit. That's fine. Yeah, sometimes if it's like a hostile place, your loot that you try and store like that can get stolen as well. So you just need to be careful about that. Okay, so now I need to be very careful about what I built. Oh man, what are these guys doing? Ah, the night was calm. Nice. Okay, he's hungry and tired. He can go to bed. Pavel is very hungry. I can probably make a chair, man. These guys are looking for a chair. Sorry, not right now, Pavel. You can get some sleep. And oh, what does the bio say? I wish I could help Pavel. He looks so hungry. Yeah, that's the other thing that some of the people, I didn't realize, if they see their friends hungry, their mood drops as well. So even though it just says hungry, her mood could drop if I don't take care of her friends. Okay, she's having a coffee. Okay. Upgrade for this. Improved. I've done the improved stove. Let me clear that off my list. I've done the improved stove. Okay, that's going. This is again is the advanced thing. What's this? Mixer. So I need the advanced work table. Ooh, let's get some of that food, please, Katia. Someone's at the door. Who's at the door? That neighbors. Yeah, help anyone there? I need help. Okay. Let's just hold on. What do we need? Fertilizer, canned food, or raw food? Raw food. 1 raw food for 2 raw food return. Okay, Katia, can I come over here? See who's at the door, please. I need another rat trap as well. But for that I need 10 parts. I've only just got 4. I can make some of the weapons, I think. I need to make another hatchet. Sorry, Katia, please speak to him as well. Hello again, how are you doing? Can you spare some bandages? Thanks to your help, all the wounded recovered and went back to the... One of them still needs bandages then, I've run out. Could you spare any? We need 1 bandage. Oh, so expensive. But here's the other thing I learned. If you don't help your neighbors, some of the people get upset. Thank you so much, you're saving that man's life. I hope you don't trade it for cigarettes and alcohol. Okay. I think, yeah, what I want to make is another hatchet. And I think the crowbar's alright, but the saw blade as well. I need to check the status then. Ooh, now I've run out of hatchet stuff. How much have I got for this? I haven't got that, I haven't got enough weapon parts. I've got enough weapon parts. Shovel, lockpick and saw blade. I do have a crowbar, but I need 1 saw blade for that extra thing. So let's make 1 saw blade. Coming up. And... Alright, so I think this is where I was unclear about things. Let me just check. We need to smoke. Yeah, okay, so I just misread what the requirements are for the rat trap. Shall we do another rainwater collector? I'm pretty good on water though. What do we need? Yeah, it's a bit tough. Rainwater collector. I'd rather just save it. What do we do with herbal workshop? We've got the herbal garden, herbal workshop. Prepare herbal meds, bandages, and low quality roll-up cigarettes. We can upgrade it to make real meds and good quality cigarettes. Okay, I'm not so keen on that. I would rather have more food and more food. More food and more food. And an advanced workshop as well. I think I'm still fine for so he needed smoke. Let him go have a smoke. This upgrade. We can't do this upgrade. She made a saw blade. Okay, I think that should be fine for now. Do we want an actual sofa? I think we might. Even though it's not strictly necessary. Armchair. An armchair is a comfortable piece of furniture. If you sit in it with a good book, you can almost forget about the war. I don't want to wait till they're sad before I make an armchair. But I don't want to waste the stuff. It's pretty common stuff though. It's wood and components. Let's place it. I think I'm going to place it in there. Can I place it in there? No space. Can I place it there? Can I place it there? No, not there. This. Okay. What can we make? Anything on the radio? Check the radio for late news, please. And classical music. Irrigate. That's our colleague. Weather nice and warm. Okay. Let's check what we can make there. Components for fertilizer. 1:1 ratio. 1:1 ratio. Herbs is 8 water and 1 fertilizer to 5 herbs. A lot of herbs anyway. But this is what I'm after. And for that I need the advanced workshop to make that extra ingredient. So let me actually do this. So what we need. Fortunately our shelter is a place where you can get some respite. We only have 1 chair. Hopefully that should change soon. But I was looking at this. So what have we got so far? So we've got 36 components, so we don't need more components specifically now. We've got 12 wood, so we still need 3 wood for the advanced workshop. We've got 4 parts, so we need 1 more part, and we've got 5 electric stuff. So what we need is wood and parts to get the advanced workshop going. Okay, she's working on a chair over there. And we'll need a hatchet as well. Let me actually check that again. She can sit there for a while. Let me check what's the requirement for the hatchet. Because we're going to need wood later again. Hatchet. So the new number 1 priority is advanced workshop. Number 2 priority is a rat trap for food. A second rat trap. And then a hatchet for chopping stuff up. Hatchet needs what? A hatchet needs 5 weapon parts. Oh, weapon parts. And 5 wood. Okay. So yeah, prioritization is critical in this game. What I've learned. Stuff or scarce. What does the upgrade do? The upgrade, apart from making tools, we can fix all broken firearms here, as well as vest and helmet, and refill empty shell casings to reuse them. Interesting. He's still sad. He's still sad. He's just hungry. Okay. She's hungry. Okay. So we did make one. I will pause for a moment. So we did make one hacksaw, saw blade. So we can go back with Pavel to that place we were, and use the saw blade, as well as take some of the extra stuff that we stored there, which is extra wood. So we need to get our wood up to over 15, and hopefully there is still some parts left behind that place. Yeah, and then whenever we get a hatchet, there should be a few things remaining there. But let's end the day there. Okay, now this is the first time in this playthrough that this has now happened. So can't get there due to fighting. Sniper junction, can't get there due to fighting, can't get there due to fighting. Okay, so let's go to the shell school. It's got some parts, some weapons, some meds, huge amounts of food still left. So, not a Bruno scavenge. The other thing I learned about the people and their moods or sensitivities or empathy is Pavel is very empathetic. So he tries to be the good guy, and doesn't like hurting people. So if you need to go combat and fighting stuff, or fighting people for stuff, Pavel's not the guy to take, but Bruno, because he's so, I want to say, not selfish, he's very a survivor. He's like, it's rather them than me. So yeah, let's get him in bed, her to guard, and Pavel to scavenge. And we're gonna go to the shell school, yeah. And take our new hacksaw. We don't need... Do we need a crowbar? There might be locked stuff behind. Small chance, locked stuff behind the saw place. But I reckon not, because it's just... Why lock it and saw blade protect it? Run. Let's just make sure everything's still here. Yay, still there. Okay. Cool. Sorry for waking up everyone. Realize there were more stuff there. Nice. There's parts. That might push me over the limit if I take the wood as well. So I need to take wood and parts, and I can do the advanced workshop upgrade. Nice. Did not realize that. It's somebody's place over there. So this is great, but I can cut through it with my saw blade. So this is the thing though, because Pavel is so sensitive, that thing means it's steel stuff, and he doesn't like doing that. Yeah, he doesn't. He's morally good. So yeah, don't steal with Pavel. do the other stuff with him. Ooh, look at this. Ah, this is where I stored other goodies. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna actually move some of the goodies upstairs. And come back here. Oh man, I forgot about this. So good, so good. Run, run, run. Double click, run, run, run. Quick, quick. Oh man, I might get my advanced workshop. And the helmet, I think, will help. Because the helmet adds defense, so if you do get in a combat situation, that it doesn't do as much damage to you. So it makes you more of a survivor. So let's put all of it down, and we can come back and see what we want to take. To push us over the limit. So we were over there in the fridge, and there was some stuff on the ground as well, and then we can check the last few things if there's any goodies there that's not stealing, because Pavel doesn't like stealing. Oh, that guy's sleeping. Okay, get some of the wood, like that. Ah, behind it. Oh, moonshine! Some food. I think that was the note. There was a note that we found somewhere that said, watch out for the thing behind the fridge. Stored the stuff you asked for behind the fridge. Oh, more pods as well. Oh. Yeah, so if you do that, that's stealing these people, or homeless people that's also just struggling to survive. I think that was it. I don't think there's anything more to be had. So I will move all of it to the front and decide what I want to take. Make sure I take the right things to push me over the threshold to make an advanced workshop. Because then I can make the parts, or start looking at the parts to make the vegetable garden and the improved or advanced metal workshop as well. Nice. Okay, so let's see. I always want to take food. Let's drop this down for now. Moonshine is a good trade item. And this. Water, because its stacks are high. And parts. And electric parts. And helmet. Okay, so then I need to make sure I push my wood count over the limits for the advanced workshop as well. I've got 12 wood at home. I need at least 3 wood as well. So just a few full stacks. Like that, and then some of this full stack as well. Cool. Then we can come back for more stuff. A lot of extra stuff. But we've got 6 wood that should push us over the limit. We've got fuel, moonshine. Oh, so much goodies! I'm so happy I found that extra stash. Okay. It's a good night, Pavel. Our fast runner, Pavel, is our hero tonight. If it's not Katia negotiating like a superstar, it's Pavel scavenging like a superstar. Hello, look at all the stuff. I wish I could bring so much every night. Nice. Ah, and the night was calm. Pavel had been searching for supplies and bought some interesting things. So Pavel definitely deserves some rest. So I think, let's see, it's getting worse day by day. Ah, now he's sad again, I think, because he's very hungry. He moved into the state of being very hungry. You can see Smoke. She's taking a coffee to make her happy. I think I need to make food for the people again. Okay, so now we've got lots of raw food, so we can make the trap. The thing with this though, using raw, if is that it's just wait 2 days for one, because it costs me one. Canned food we can either barter with or eat ourselves, but the raw food I don't think counts as much. Okay, let's see. I want him to go and cook, and her when she's happy with her. Why she died? Oh, she was up all night guarding. She needs to sleep. She's happy with her coffee yet. Okay, so now because it's him making it, and we've got the improved stove, it's not so expensive to make a food. I think I'm gonna make 3. Ah, she enjoys. I should sleep off the last night. Okay, yeah. You should. Why are you still drinking coffee? Get to bed. And then she's like, just throw the rest of the cup out. Not lose hope. So he's very hungry, let him have a bite. Now I'm not too much worried about the trying to last 2 days without eating when they're already very hungry. Just because yeah, I don't think it's good for their morale if they're hungry all the time. So she's very hungry, she can probably eat. Pavel is just hungry, he's tired and he's sleeping. Wait. Bruno, can you check this button? What this button do? Oh, there's a button that makes an advanced workshop. Great. So nice, so nice. So the advanced workshop is now done. So next highest priority is to get that second rat trap going as well, because one doesn't give us enough food, because I've just made a bunch of food and only got 5 left. Okay. It's getting worse day by day. Okay, so now let me check this. So the new things are these extra stuff. So electric parts. So for the heat lamp, so this is the other important bit, is the heat lamp. I need 4 electric parts for heat lamp. 4 electric parts. Nice. And for the mixer, each of them requires 4 electric parts. Heat lamp, thermoregulator, what does the advanced metal thing gives? Excuse me. What else? Can do this one, alcohol distillate. We want this. So what this does is gives you even more defensive stats, my understanding. Reinforced door. So it becomes very unlikely that you raid it overnight, or that when you are raided that they actually take stuff. Reinforced door needs 15 wood, so I do need to go and do some more wood gathering. 15 wood, 30 components, great, and 3 parts, no 2 parts, which I've got 3, so great, and 4 electric parts, electronic parts. Okay, so the priority again I think is going to be rat trap first. Yeah, rat trap first. Hatch it whenever we've got weapon parts. And then reinforced door. So the big one is 10 parts for another rat trap. expensive, man. Can't we make a parts? We've got components, but it's with parts, but this one that we're missing out on. Okay. I have a enough sleep. Okay. Pavel fast runner. Do we actually, while we're waiting for the other stuff, want to start growing stuff? I think that might be a good idea. What can we grow? We haven't got the good stuff though. Can make more fertilizer. Or just grow herbs or what you already have. Use 8 water and fertilizer. I think let's do 1 fertilizer. It's just... I want another rat trap. This is a component in the rat trap. I'm not sure. Let's check. Did we check the news today? I did not check the news today. I think I need to double check that there's no surprises coming along. The news will also alert you to raids and things like that, or like shortages of stuff. Cigarettes. Cigarettes and tobacco are presently used in foreign currency. Nonetheless, the city is running short on them. What will happen if they run out completely? So that, cigarettes and tobacco, is news. Because I do have a lot of them. Cigarettes and tobacco. So if you got it to trade, you can get much more for it during this period. When trading. So I hope my good friend Franco comes back shortly. What's the weather like? Upcoming days should still be nice and warm, perfect for a show in the park. Okay. Classical music. Are there other music? Classical music. Okay, so there's a cigarette and tobacco shortage. Good news for us, because we do have those. Let's check. So we have 1 cigarette, but lots of quality roll-up. Some just general roll-ups. We've got tobacco. Oh man, look at this. Homegrown tobacco. Not nearly as good as the real thing. Okay. Sorry, what does our thought say? Fortunately, our shelter is a place where you can get some respite. We have a chair and an armchair. We have beds and we sleep in decent conditions. If someone gets sick or wounded, they'll have a place to rest. We made a radio and we like to listen to it. We have a few books. A good book helps forget the horrors of war. Staying here offers slight respite. All breaches in our walls have been boarded up. We should be able to repel minor attacks even if we are all caught sleeping. My understanding is if you get to the reinforced door, which should now be an option with this, is that you try and or then you can sleep, because the reinforced door means your people will wake up when you are being attacked, so it's not critical for them or anyone to guard. I think I'm still going to do that, right? I don't want to be surprised. Alright, she's still very hungry. Let's get her eat it. Get her some food. Let's get her eat it. Katia, you're our star bargainer. You must eat. Please. Hungry and sad. Why is he sad? Why is it sad? Wouldn't mind another helping. I'm not ahead of the food curve yet, so I'm not gonna give in to that urge to let her have her way. We don't want to grow the current one, the advanced. Oh, I need to check this out actually. The advanced garden needs the heat lamp. Advanced garden or vegetable garden needs 30 components. Components 15 wood. Oh, it's gonna be expensive, man. 1 heat lamp. 3 pots. And 4 electronic pots. Okay. So the first deal for tonight is going to try and find parts, because I want that second rat trap. So this is my new priority, is rat trap, which requires 10 components, 5 wood and 10 parts. We've got 3 wood and 3 parts, so lots of parts if we can get it, or trade for it. Lots of components if we can get it. Yeah, the rat trap for food, or the basic raw food, and then we can then try and make either reinforced or advanced garden next. But yeah, I think we're going to end the day there. Small apartment building, what's in there? This old apartment building is owned by an elderly couple and their son. They are still around, somehow managing to fend off looters. They probably have supplies like food and meds, but won't be willing to share them with us. We can try to steal or take them by force. Lockpicks might come in handy. Okay, so that's not something for Pavel. He doesn't like stealing. There's still lots of... what's at the quiet house? Quiet house is stealing. It's in a housing estate that remains almost untouched. It's a calm area of little houses with porches and gardens. Most of those houses are still inhabited. People are trying to lead normal lives there. We've got nothing to look for there unless we're willing to steal. I think I'm just going to have to go to the other one. Can't get there. Who's going to scavenge tonight? Let Bruno guard. Paul will scavenge. Katia can sleep. And we go to the Sheld School. Still wood that we need. So we need to get our wood back up to the total. There's not any more parts. And there's not components, but there's fuel and there's a teddy bear. It's not anywhere to trade. Maybe these people can trade. They do say they're not willing to trade. So options are they're not willing to share, and you have to try to steal or take them by force, or lockpicks, so stealth. So it's like stealing. Okay. No, let's go to the school. Visited 1 day ago. Lots of food, some materials, some heads, some weapons. We haven't got a hatchet to do stuff with. I think I'm just going to go empty. It's not hostile. Just as much inventory space as we can get. I think all of it should be up here. Lots of goodies. And wood. Fuel and a teddy bear. I think let's clear out. The wood is a pain to carry around, so let's do that. And come back. Yeah, let's just do it now, and we can come back for more. Let's do this. At least 1 stack of fuel as well. Great scavenge, Pavel, thank you. Let's see if our friend Franco comes around to trade again. because that might allow us to get the extra stuff that we need. So we got lots of wood now. Hello, look at all the stuff. I wish I could bring so much every night. We need to... the night was calm, 20 wood, a teddy bear and 4 fuel. Who needs to sleep? Pavel needs to sleep. And the guard was Bruno. Katia is going for her coffee. Morning coffee. She's hungry and tired, very hungry. So he can get a bit of food when he wakes up. Katia, I think, is gonna hopefully... Yeah, so this art style is apparently called the charcoal art style. Sort of, yeah, charcoal sketches. I'd gladly eat something. She's just hungry. She's not even very hungry. You better not eat Pavel's food. Are there? No, the rats have not bitten the bait. Our things are fine. So we've got 23 wood now. So we need components. We've got a moment. Hopefully our friend Franca comes around sometime during this tobacco and cigarette shortage. So we can use that instead of bandages to trade with him. I think that might work, but it might also be expensive to trade it back. Not sure exactly how useful it's going to be. Oh, he is here! Yay! Katia, run! Say hello! We are very eager to see our friend Franco. Our friendly guy Franco. Yes, please. This. Okay, so he's got tobacco stuff as well. That's going to be very expensive to get from him. So what does he have? He's got components, he's got parts, he's got wood and water. Oh, so many goodies, so many goodies. Let me see. I'm just curious how much he's willing to give for one tobacco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Parts for tobacco. Okay. Okay. Not really that one. It's and let's get 2 of those and see how many it takes. Okay. Yeah. Nice. It's just back and forth. I think his normal other prices shouldn't have changed. Let's try this. Should be 23. Yeah. Okay, so his normal other prices didn't change. It might just be for tobacco and cigarettes, even though he's got a few. He also sells those. Okay. I just want to get all the parts first. What will do this? Not a cube. Okay. Lockpick. Okay. Remove some of that until he is happy with the deal. Okay. Let's get that back. Oopsie, too much back in the deal. One more. Need anything else? Yes, I do. All of it. Oh, veggies. Give me some veggies. Some of that good veggies. Okay. Deal. Thank you. Katia is the bestest negotiator. She's bamboozled him. She's like, this way, that way, this way, that way, this way. 3 for this, 5 for this. This confuses our friend Frankel. She's a star negotiator. And I think this is what makes this playthrough so much less stressful, because she can negotiate like crazy for all of Franco's goodies. Balance of power is shifting towards me. So let's do a couple of canned foods. What? Okay, it doesn't like 2 canned foods. Lots of expensive. Yeah. Okay, let's get one of those back. Exactly 23 components. Maybe do this. There. Yeah, I think part is about this. Maybe not the second cheapest, but it's like about worth double, 3 times as much as 8 components. So just saving a bit of space instead of swapping components all the time. It's worth changing it up a little bit with parts as well. So we got the 1 canned food, and let's get more canned food. Deal. Okay, I will take that off of your hands, and how about some parts and components? Deal. Ah, yeah, we gave one of the bandages we found to that neighbor. Okay. I was like, didn't we take the last bandage off him as well? Last time? We did indeed. We did indeed. Let's see. So we got the other canned food from him. So let's see. Let's get some ammunition. It's very common. Some filters. And then components. Might be too cheap. I know it's not. When I say too cheap, I just mean for all the available inventory space, and that I'm offering too much on the other stuff that doesn't weigh up to the bandages that I'm trying to do. Not a good strategy to go up to the cap of inventory space. Okay, let's do one of those. And components, please. Whoops, not more of those. I've run out of components. Okay. Just about a deal. Thank you. Okay. Let's do bandages. Take. A couple of bandages. Bandage. And a moonshine? Yeah, that's moonshine, right? Yeah, moonshine and components. So now I have 1 bandage, he's got 2. Let's buy that back with some parts, couple of parts, and components. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and got the moonshine off him. I want some water. Let's get the water from him. And then components. I think water's not too expensive, but it saves me having to carry or convert filters to water. Okay, let's get that back. What was that? Should have not. deal. Sweet. Okay, so we've got water over here. We definitely want books. How many books have we got? 5. They say the more books you have, the merrier. So let's try and get some books on. Components, please. More components. Definitely do not burn the books in winter. I did it last time because I was desperate. In my previous playthrough I didn't know what I was doing. I burned the books. Okay, and let's get 23 components straight up. That's too much. There we go. Yeah, sometimes I get the wrong way around how much offer and what do I go to the cap or to the lowest to accept. I was like, what am I doing? Just need to be conscious of it. Okay, so we've got the books. Let's see if we can get all these sugar cubes. I haven't got a moonshine still. Still haven't got a moonshine still. Let's get some food. What? It's too expensive. Okay. So 1 food and components. Okay. Deal. Okay. Yeah. So this is why expensive stuff is so hard to exchange between us. Is the how much you have to exchange, because often the margin has to be made up by something else. The margin where Katia's become useful, the advantage becomes actually tangible part of the deal. Let's actually try this. Right, so this I want one of these and a food, 2 food, and then components. I'm just doing 2 bandages at a time to try and make it a bigger margin between what they're offering for my bandages, what I'm offering for their bandages, so the gap is in 1 trade instead of 2 different trades. So we want this as high as possible. As high as possible when I'm selling, and as low as possible when I'm buying back. So this is buying with this. Okay, now I don't have. What do we want to exchange? Tobacco leaf and components. Let's see. And as low as he will accept. So that's too low, that's fine. There we go. It's a bit painful to watch, I think, but yeah. Let's make this arbitrage opportunity a reality. So now let's try and get our components back. Sorry, our part and then components. As much as you're willing to give for that. That's too much, and it will do that. Okay, and then buy back just components. 23, there we go. Okay, so let's try and do it double like this. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it should weigh more. So I got, because I was doing 2 at a time, I got 4 parts back. I think there's on the wiki, if you're interested in what I'm actually using. Let me just change the window and get that link and I'll share it with you. I'm using this wiki as my guide for what I'm doing, or the trade decisions that I'm making. That's where I read about this technique. So I'll just go back to my actual stream controlling software. Definitely want to trade. And let's do again 2 for 1. And let's get all of that. And okay. Let's get the last food and then components. Deal. Get that 1 back. And do 23 components. Or I can do components in parts. Just about that. Deal. Let's do. So I got the food last time. Let's see. So I want this back. This shouldn't be expensive, should it? See how much components we can get back. Okay. I think this is good. Deal. Thanks, but I have more. I will take the more off of your hands. A couple of those. I don't like too much components because it takes up a lot of inventory space if you do want it all back in the next exchange. Okay, and let's see. Let's do this again. Let's get these 2. I'm gonna clear this out for me, and then do. How much can we do? I think I can do 3, 4. Okay, Billy says no, I like that. Deal. Okay, let's buy that back with just components, or a couple of gears and components. Call it gears, but it's parts and components. Won't do, try harder. There we go. Deal. So maybe I should do 2 for 1 each time, because that makes the margins more bigger per exchange. Like this. Okay. Deal. I've cleared him out of his cigarettes. 12, 16, 18. Okay. Deal. Okay, let's do 2 for 1. And that. Let's get 3 and components. Okay, that's too much. That's useful to deal with. Okay, let's get that back. Those and 18. 16 and 2. Okay, deal. Thank you. Okay, 2 for 1. Actually, it's getting slightly quicker because I'm doing the 2 for 1. Gives me a bigger margin trade. 3, 2. That's too much. Okay, get that back. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Won't do, try harder. Fine, we have a deal. Think about this. Yeah, and an extra one. I'm willing to trade. Okay, so 2 for 1. And let's take all of this back. And give the remaining ones. I think. Close enough. Deal. And back with components, a couple of these, 1, 2, 18. Deal. Okay, 2 for 1. Are there anything I can sell? The teddy bear I don't care about, so that could be the last thing that I exchange or buy back or sell to him for whatever the last thing is. Let's do this. And these two. Deal. Let's get that back. And all of these. And 3 of them. And deal. And now we've got 2 again. Get the last 3 tobacco leaves. And get 2 of those. Yeah. Deal. Okay, right back 1. And 4. 12 should be enough, I think. Five and deal. Yes, I still need other things. Franco, don't go yet. Don't go yet, Franco. So now, what's this? And now it's the expensive stuff, though. Because that's expensive. Yeah, there's even one other thing it doesn't like. I'm not sure that's worth it. What else do I have to exchange back? Wow. Do I need it? I've got 6 already. So more stuff, more stuff. Quality roll up. Let's actually try get quality roll up. No, this is a roll up cigarette. Acrid bitter smoke. 4, couple of these. Okay, let's get another gear. We need a couple of these. Yeah, deal. Okay, and I do want a lot of wood as well. Let's get this back. And a couple of this. 2, 18 points. Deal. Okay, so let's do 2 for 1. 3 of them. 2. Straw that broke the camel's back. back. 4 of these. 6 then. And more components. That was the last one. Deal. Okay. And now it becomes harder because the value attached to specific things makes it hard to get the last few. And the wood is the problem because it's like, what am I willing to give for that? Teddy bear, you gotta be kidding me. Let's just get all of the wood of them and components. Water, I think it's fairly cheap as well. Okay, I'm going to take some components away from the deal. Till he's just happy. Deal. Okay, so we've got all the wood off of him, but we gave him a few other things. Oh, we didn't get all the wood off of him. I don't need the teddy bear back, but it gives a bit of leverage in the negotiations. Let's do this. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple of these, and one more, and components. No, one of these. No, no. Nope. So move the wood. I do want the wood though. What do we need? Let's move a couple of these. Get more of these. And remove some of these. Components, there we go. Deal. Get that back for 8 of these. Deal, just enough. Okay, deal. And now I think I'm going to leave those. It's too expensive to get unless I'm willing to trade tobacco for it. Not sure if I'm going to have the raw tobacco to actually change it into quality roller. This is expensive stuff, man. Let's do this. 2 for 1. Good stuff. And then the remaining. Deal. And let's get one of those back. For 2. Oh. 3 and just about. At the margins is where you make your margin. Trading margin. Okay. Now I want the remaining stuff. Let's see. 4. I don't have enough remaining stuff. Let's see. Back at 1, 2. That's too much. No, I want to take away from my side. Deal. Okay. And okay, so he's got 5 tobacco leaves. That's fine. I want the last of the components as well. What do we want? less. Oh, so tempted to just get this as well. Bandage. What do we want to give it for? A bandage. And all the remaining components. Okay. I don't think any of the rest is gonna be there. And I don't think, even though there might be lower value stuff, I don't want to exchange lower value stuff. Yeah, so I need 7 tobacco leaves for bandage and those last components. Okay, so let's make sure we're happy. He's got so I'm 3 bandages up. He hasn't got any more components that we want. Yeah, I think we have to do that. You're wasting my time. No, we're not. Thank you, Franco. I hope snipers won't see me. So, we actually now need to... It's a long negotiation. But we lack coffee, so now I think Katia will get upset if we don't get coffee, because coffee is her vice. But we've got we didn't get any weapon parts there, so we can't make a hatchet. But we did get, do we have, how much components do we have? We have 34 components, we've got 42 wood, so we've got enough wood, and we've got, oh, we haven't got enough parts for another rat trap. We need 2 more parts for another rat trap. We could, let me just check this out. How many electric parts? Did he have electric parts? Did he have electric parts? No, he did not. Okay, so we need electric parts, and we need normal parts as well. But what we can make... Oh, no, we can't make. I was about to say we can make more of the reinforced door, because it only needs 2 parts, but it also needs 4 electronics. Okay, so not yet. So we need to try and find somewhere we can go and scavenge for parts specifically. Pavel don't eat. He's very hungry. Ah, and our negotiation helped us get more food. So what's he doing? Ah, he's going to sit and smoke for a while. Lots of cigarettes for him to smoke. Okay. So let me actually just update our stats for the moment. We have a lot of components. Can we make another... We can't make another hatchet, because we need weapon parts for that. Can we make a shovel? I need to check what becomes available later. Let's make a shovel, I think. Should be able to make a shovel. Oh, it's so tempting. Helmet gives some protection against bullets and knives. But the part is so rare at the moment. I don't want to go and do stuff if I haven't got the parts to do the more important stuff. Another rat trap is really important for parts. Shovel. What does the shovel need? Shovel needs wood and components. Let's make a shovel. We don't need a shovel though. This is the trade-off again. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. The shovel is just saves you time when you have to clear rubble, right? But you can also do it by hand, it just takes longer. Both are equally noisy, and unless it's absolutely crucial to progress and do it quickly or quietly, or I take too long at a place to clear rubble, then it might make sense to get a shovel. But it takes inventory space as well, man. Give me that. So let this guy actually make a bit of food. So, because we've now got a veggies again, this is the thing with this recipe, it makes 2 portions with 1 veggie, or about the same ingredients as the one does. It uses 1 more water, but 1 more water and 1 veggies to make 2 cooked foods. If it's Bruno that makes the food, like it is over there. Who's hungry? Katia. Bruno eats some. We're lucky it's not cold in here. Yep, not yet. That'll do for now. Actually, Bruno is happy. No ailments. I think I'm gonna end the day. I did say I had enough of those. I've got 8 parts, 42 wood, and 36 components. Okay, so nothing new, I think. This one still has fuel. Might go and have to see what is there. Lockpicks might come in handy. What I'm gonna do, let him guard a bit, let him sleep, and let her scavenge. I'm gonna see what's there. I'm gonna take some lockpicks, but I'm also gonna take some tobacco. So let's see, some lockpicks. Because I've been warned, because it's quiet, they don't like intruders, but there might be other stuff to see there. Lockpicks. Oh, I don't want a knife. Oh, I want it to be quiet. And don't want. Yeah, I think she's one of those emotional people as well that don't like to break the law. And some tobacco. Some of the tobacco. If they are willing to negotiate, just 1 stack of 4 should be enough. Yeah. I should be careful. The rumors about bandits might be true. Maybe it's bandits here. Which, if we get 2 more, we can actually get the reinforced door. Don't make so much noise. Don't make so much noise. Yeah, and if we had a hatchet. I have to take care of my parents. Okay. Because if not me, then who? Can she negotiate with that? Just make noise. But this makes noise as well. I might not like it. Taking so long without a shovel. maybe they're willing to negotiate. Do have some tobacco if they're interested. See if we can get one more electronic part. That would give us the reinforced door, or just general parts. A couple of two normal parts should push us over the edge for the second rat trap. Like the guy was taking care of his parents somewhere. A big story house, multi-story house. Canned food, books, fertilizer. What's going on? I heard footsteps. He's going up. Upstairs. Oh, but tense. This makes noise as well. Look at that, like, shockwave thing. Be ready to run to exit. The tip of the day. If I hear those footsteps. Yeah, fists is the other thing. You can bring weapons to hurt people, but I think she doesn't like that. She'd rather talk. Let's see what this last part. I heard a door open somewhere, so I was like, what's going on? Be quiet! Be quiet! You're trying to surreptitiously see what's going on in this place. You need parts and electronic parts. Either of them. So 2 parts or 1 more electronic part. What we ideally want. Now, they might not be armed, but they might not like us there when they start fighting. As I say, this is stealing, so Katia herself becomes upset if she steals. 2 parts and 2 electronic parts. That's actually good. What's there? Okay, I'm actually gonna run to exit. I've got what I needed, so I do have electronic parts and parts as well. So here's the thing. So first reinforced door or first another rat trap. Because I don't have enough parts for both of them at the moment. But I did get enough electronic parts for a heat lamp, so I might do that. Hello, look at all the stuff. I wish we could bring so much every night. I know, we've been raided. Someone came at night to take our things by force. Someone tried to rob us. We were just the scavengers, so we managed to fend them off. Thankfully, we were all armed and none of us were wounded, and the attackers didn't steal anything. We are able to defend ourselves. Nice canned food as well. Some wood, some books, parts, and electronic parts as well. Continue. Okay, so what does the buyer say? She's very hungry. The city used to welcome everybody with open arms. I loved the old town cafes where I could meet new friends from all over the world. Will people ever become this easygoing again? If we make it through, I must do what I can to help them and remember how it was, because we can accomplish a lot if we just stand together. Okay. She's very hungry. Let her get some food. He's hungry. Pavel is just hungry as well. Okay. Let him go and get some sleep. And let's see. So number 1, I think, is going to be another rat trap. We definitely need food and she can sleep. Pavel. So here's the trade-off, right? So either reinforced door, which is going to take 2 parts, or rat trap, which is going to take all 10 parts. I think I'm going to have to go for a rat trap, because that's the most expensive one in terms of parts. And 2 parts is much easier to get again than 10 parts. So there's always smaller things that can use parts. One of these. Place it down there as well. Pavel! Yeah! Nice, 2 rat traps. Okay, so what we can do is either fertilizer. I'm going to start saving my fertilizer. Canned food you can eat as a meal as well, so I'm not going to take that. I'm going to start doing this. So it's raw food for 2 raw food. So what we gotta do is what we gotta do. The 2 rat traps. And next up, I don't think I'm gonna have enough for the reinforced door now, but that's going to be the next thing to go for. So I got the second rat trap, so I can take that off my priority list. And the next big one is the reinforced door, or if I get weapon parts, to get the hatchet again, to get more wooden fuel. I can also make this, but then I don't have enough for the reinforced door when I need it. So I'd rather just wait for that. How much water do we have? We have 33 water and 6 filters at the moment. What I'm wondering about the water and the filters is in winter your water filter doesn't work anymore, so you have to shovel snow and melt snow to get water, which is fuel and filter. Whereas now it's just a filter. Whereas fuel you also need to actually keep the place warm in winter. So let's go and see what's on the news for the time being. Classical music. Cigarettes and tobacco. It's expensive. Upcoming days should still be nice and warm, perfect for storing the pot. So that's what I'm looking for trying to prepare for winter, is looking at that weather forecast to see what I need to be prepared. What do we need over here? So this advanced garden is 30 components, 1 heat lamp, and 3 parts. So the heat lamp also will need 4 electronic parts, which is why I don't want to make that yet, because then I can't make the reinforced door, etc, etc. So I need probably the traders to come around at the moment, or new locations to open up, because it doesn't look like my existing location is going to give me what I need. Okay. It'll take for a while. I'll just check the place. Our trader friend isn't coming round today. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the filter for now. More water. I've got 33 water already. I don't need to build anything because I'm waiting on the ingredients to make a better reinforced door. Smoke calms me down. So using our cigarettes. Our currency. Smoking our currency, man. It's alright, it's alright. Alright, now I've rested as well. She's hungry. We can make it normal food, or we can wait till we get veggies again to make it 2 food. They're all just hungry and not very hungry. At least he finishes smoke much quicker than she finishes the coffee. Okay, no new bio stuff. Bio. Okay, I'm gonna end the day there. The night. Let's see. No new. Stuff. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out and have him scavenge for it. At the Shelled School, just pick up the last few things we need for there. Scavenge. If it's still there. I heard it, if you leave it too long, it can disappear. I hope that wasn't too long. Especially dangerous during winter to leave your stuff there, or anything that's burnable. Or fuel makeable. I need to get a hatchet before I come back. Hatchet. That might be very important. So I need weapon parts to get the hatchet again. Day 14. So week 2 is almost over. Nothing bad happened overnight. I made it without a single scratch. Pavel had been searching for supplies and bought some interesting things. I'm very hungry and I'm tired. And she's been keeping guard. Okay. See. What does this need? This is a heater, which we might need if it starts to become cold. We'll need a heater and an improved heater as well. If we need to prepare for winter. Last time it happened around day 25, winter started. At the moment it's fine. Due to recent shortages, the price of cigarettes and tobacco have become exceedingly high. Many people need cigarettes to calm down, but how can they be calm knowing how much they must pay for them? So it's starting to get colder now. Maybe I need to do that actually. Oh, there's food. Let me get all the food. If our trader friend comes around today, I thought I might have to get up again. And let's make one for one. What else do we have? We've got fertilizer. I want to save the fertilizer to make the veggies later. And I don't want to use canned food because we can use that to eat as well. And hungry and tired, just sleeping. Okay. I think, yeah, let's do the heater now. It's gonna start to get cold. Don't want to delay that too long. Let's do the simple heater. I think, yeah, the thermoregulator, this one, is needed to improve the heater, so we might start doing that. Let's see what it costs. Heater. Let's do it where people sleep. Place. Sorry, don't mind just you sleeping. I know you're sleeping over there. So you just carry on sleeping. Just gonna make us a heater, prepare it for the winter. Yeah, you need something like fuel per day. Oh no, someone's at the door. Anyone there? I bought you something. Okay. Katia. Sorry to wake you. Can you please go and see about that? So at least we've got some cigarettes. So this is the thing I wanted to check. So this is going to be very important going forward. Improved heater, because it makes it so you don't use as much fuel for the same amount of heat. Improved heater. Actually going to be the next priority after reinforced door if we can get 2 parts first. Or maybe it comes before the coal. 20 components. The classical music playing in the background. Thermoregulator. Regulator, which actually requires 4 electronic parts and 5 parts, of which we have 0. Okay. So hatchet's gonna be priority once we get weapon parts. We've got the rat trap priority, reinforced door. Yeah, I think reinforced door should still be the priority. And then improved heater number 2. Okay. She's getting a bit tired. But they bought us something, hopefully they got us something nice. Not sure who they are, might be neighbors. I think in my first playthrough I got neighbors that bought around 5 veggies. Man, that's so useful. Come to thank you. Ah, jewelry. Hi. You don't know me, but my father told me how you'd helped pull him out of the collapsed building and shared some bandages with him. If not for you, he would be dead now. I don't know how to thank you. I haven't got much, but please take these earrings. They belong to my mother. Thank you. Thanks again. I won't forget you. Sweet. Good trade value. Now. Ah, that makes her content. Nice. Now he's very hungry. So this is the thing about canned food. We can also eat canned food. But he's so very hungry. So very, very hungry. I'm going to sit down for a while. I need a place with lots of parts and electronic parts. And I don't have to kill people. Okay, so now he's going to eat the canned food. That feels better. Okay. I am... Look at this. So, for the reinforced door, I need 15 wood. So I've got 33 wood at the moment. I have only 6 components. I don't have enough components. So I need to go and try and find components. I need 2 parts, and 0 parts, and 4 electronics, which I've got 5 of. Where's my electronics? That's the electronics. Electric parts. Keep saying electronic. We've got 5. So we need parts and components at the moment, actually. Okay, and then once no, don't sleep on her bed. Hey, where are you going? Stop there. Wanted to see how she's doing. What is this guy doing? Leave Katia alone. You sit down. I want to look at Katia. He's content for helping. Hungry. Did that bio change? The bio didn't change. No. Okay. Okay, now she's rested. End the day. Let's see. No new places. Oh. Not sure if they're gonna scavenge. You can sleep. Paul can guard. There's still the shortage, right? They say, here's what I wonder about, right? The Shelled School, I haven't cleared out 63? I think it means there's still stuff on the people themselves. So if I want to go and kill people and loot them, it might also combine it with stuff that's I can chop up for wood and fuel. I haven't got a hatchet anymore. Ruined Villa. Can't get there due to fighting. Can't get there due to fighting. Can't get there. Quiet house. Lots of food, lots of meat, lots of parts, but willing to steal. Let's go there. Lockpicks might come in handy. The thing is, if I think I'm gonna have to kill people, Bruno is the guy to take, because he is not emotionally affected, because he's the survivor type, right? But the other two are emotional, affected by having to attack people. And I don't want to attack people. Let's see if we can actually still negotiate. I want to take some tobacco. Some lockpicks. So either lockpicks or tobacco. Do again what we did the last time. But I ran when I got too close. Let's go upstairs. I didn't go upstairs last time. Mom, everything alright? Mom, everything alright? Oh, she doesn't hear me. She's a little deaf. Okay, there's not leather right there. Grab all coffee. Oh, she loves the coffee. Oh, the guy shouted at the mum. Okay. And there's a... What? Privilege. Ah. Run, Jason. Man. Now Pavel is gonna go crazy again. Should have stayed put. She was such a good negotiator. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream there. I think there's one thing you can do, is, it's called, what, saves coming? You close the game before the night ends, which I hope it hasn't ended on this screen. So that if I exit the game and restart, it will restart on the previous day. So let's try that. I've closed my game, crashed the game, and restart, and hope that if I... No, Steam, I don't know what you want. Let's see what this does. So there's the other tip I read. Like, you can, even though the game doesn't save, it saves once per day. So if you don't finish the night. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. So Katia died there like a dog for no good reason. That's not right. Let's see if we continue. So I'm going to continue, but also call the end of the stream there. I'm just too curious to see if I start when Katia is already dead, or is this when Katia died? It's the start of the new day. Okay. That didn't work. Ah, man. Okay. Yeah, so I'm actually going to call the stream there. That save scum attempt, it did not work. I'm going to have to do that next week. I'm playing Path of Exile tomorrow. Continuing my Necromancer build playthrough in Path of Exile. I'm about tier 9, tier 10 maps. So still a fair bit to go there. I still want to try and see if I can get to Shaper at this league. And then next Monday, or on Monday, I will keep going with this playthrough. See if I can recover from Katia's death with my good progress that I made up until she died. I got too greedy. I felt like I had to go out and do something, and all the other places I didn't have a hatchet, so I couldn't go and chop up stuff for wood. And I got too greedy, even though it warned me that that place was occupied and the people don't want to trade. And I didn't take a weapon because I don't want to have her get into an upset. That was the hard decision I made. That might have been the wrong decision between taking Bruno and taking Katia. Because Katia isn't ready to be the survivor. Oh, Katia! Okay, so I will use the weekend to recover from this emotional setback, and I will see you if you're interested in this war of mine. My continued playthrough, that will be on Monday, and I will be back tomorrow with Path of Exile. But thanks for hanging out and being patient with me while I did the trading with Katia. We'll see if we can still do any good trades. Now that Katia's not there anymore. It's gonna be so sad, man. Okay, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow for some mindless fun in Path of Exile, and if not, on Monday for more This War of Mine. Take care.